one big thing that everybody has to go through sooner or later when they actually have any endeavors or any projects is the question of failure. And so in this case, I would say this year is a fail for you in the sense where that what you wanted to obtain, you didn't obtain that success this year. So what did failure represent for you this year? What does it mean? How did you live with it? And also, how did you deal with it after confronting that failure?
Failure for me, it represented, well, you didn't cross this finish line, but you can cross that one over there, so go for it.
Thank you very much. That one, that sums it up all right there. So it's basically just, it's one obstacle, but that you get over to go to the next destination and to go to the next objective.
Exactly. I mean, when I look at it too, imagine like I was still in my BTS tourism right now. I don't think I would have the same idea to compete or to try new disciplines or to go further. I mean, it's like really when I stopped and I looked for a job, all of that just came to me and I was like, I just love what I'm doing right now. I love what I'm doing. I love how it makes me feel. And that's what gave me the idea to go further and try new things. So that's exactly what I did.
That's it. And
so like failing is like actually an opportunity of...
Yes, it could open another door for you. It's not, the line doesn't stop there.
Exactly.
There's always another line somewhere else. Well, guys, at the end of the day, you're doing it for you. Not for your family, not for your friends. You're doing it for you.
Exactly.
So please, whatever you want to do, do it. Your first mission in the day is to get out of bed in the morning and actually go for it. Do not hesitate. You go, you do what you have to do, and you're gonna see, you're gonna get answers, you're gonna find something to do, and you're gonna have more ideas. Also communicate. And also do not be a slave to society. Be you.
That's it. So you have to keep moving forward. Like,
that's it.
It's not a failure is not a dead end.
No, it's not.
It's just basically taking another itinerary to get to your same objectives, and you learn new stuff. So, if you would have to give one information, because this is destined now to all people in St. Martin, students, high school students, or people that are already here. So the idea is like to give them or leave them with a piece of information that they could use. What was the biggest unexpected trait of this culture, of this location, of this environment that you encountered, that you learned, or that surprised you the most and that you did not know? And like that you would have loved to know that before you came here, so you could leave them a little something that they could use?
You can't be slow. You gotta be fast, okay? You gotta be the Flash up here.
Can't be Saint-Barthélémy pace over here. No Saint-Barthélémy pace.
Everything up here is very different. You gotta have your own bus card. Don't forget it at home. All right? Don't miss the bus. Don't miss the train. Don't miss anything, because the more time you wait is the more time you're wasting to whatever you have to get done. And when that happens, like for it to happen again, it takes a lot of time.
Especially appointments. Well,
especially appointments. So please, guys,
appointments have an hour. You missed the bus, you missed the tram, you late. That's it. Okay.
So actually, question, like when you have written like the bus is passing at like 2 p.m. and 8 minutes, it's like, is it really like 2 p.m.?
It is. You should be standing at the bus stop at 2 p.m. and 7 minutes, because if not, you gonna miss the bus. Okay. It's trains. If it's written that the train is leaving at 15h36, then you better be there at 15h33, 34, because if you get at 37, there's no train. It's gone. It's finished. Okay. Like in local hours, we count in half hours. We don't count in minutes. Okay. It's either 2 or 2:30, but I think there's nothing in between. There are 30 minutes in between in this culture. Okay. So every minute counts. You can't count in half hours.
Yeah. That's it. That's
like,
it right
can you
there.
tell us about one moment it happened to you? Like, did you arrive like late to a meeting, or did you arrive like late to the bus? Or...
Yes, I had a mission. En fait, c'était une mission sur samedi et dimanche. C'était pour faire le meeting aérien qui a eu lieu à Toulouse, en fait.
Ouais.
Donc, c'est où, voilà, t'as énormément d'avions, tu as des pilotes, tu rencontres des armées et aussi les, j'ai oublié comment on les appelle, la patrouille de France aussi, ils sont là. Et en fait, je faisais partie de l'organisation et aussi l'accueil. Voilà, et en fait c'était hyper loin d'où j'habitais. J'avais le train à prendre parce que j'avais une copine qui m'attendait, elle était en voiture. Ouais. Mais bon, elle ne pouvait pas venir chez moi parce que voilà, c'était trop loin. Le simple truc, hein, j'ai oublié ma carte de TCO, ma carte bus chez moi. Mais en fait, quand je suis sortie, je suis repartie le prendre. Donc en fait, là, tu perds 3 minutes. Puis tu as le métro à prendre. Ben, celui d'avant, il est parti parce que voilà, tu as oublié ta carte bus. Donc ça rajoute et ça rajoute. Tu avais le tram à prendre pour te rendre au train. Le tram d'avant, il est parti parce que tu as manqué le métro. Et puis tu vois de là où est-ce que ça me ramène. Donc voilà, j'ai oublié. Ben, voilà, j'ai manqué mon train. Ma pote, elle allait certainement pas arriver en retard pour moi. Voilà, donc elle est allée et puis c'est elle qui a fait la justificative. Bon, Rebecca, elle va être un peu en retard, elle a manqué le train et puis voilà, c'est pas un bon début quoi.
C'est sûr, vaut mieux commencer en étant ponctuel. Donc ponctualité, ça existe ici. Hein, faut pas prendre ça à la légère, chaque minute.
And this year I joined the Toulouse University Club in February. It was I was really kind of anxious at first because it's my really first time. Well, now I feel really fit. Like I can run right now and just feel good. You know, I won't be out of breath like at first.
What distances do you compete for?
I do the 100 meter for now. Okay. And as of September, I will be doing the hurdles. Nice. High jump, 200 meters, and maybe long jump because it's always good to try it out, you know, even though you're not really sure if you're gonna like it, but it's always good to try it out because you can be surprised of the things you can do.
Especially with them long legs, must be able to jump long. I mean, I know, for example, sports for me is like the one moment where I could absolutely evacuate the whole day. Like once I stand on a football field and the whistle is blown, I literally just empty everything in my head until the train is over. And like that's like to reboot, you know, just like to recharge your batteries and refresh everything. I know that's like how sports acts for me, and that's why I can't do without it. Sports definitely physically keeps you healthy. And I know sports definitely keeps me mentally very healthy. Like, how does that act on your mental state to have to go train, work hard, do track and field, compete? Like, how do you mentally feel that you've grown from that?
Can you just could you just for example explain how Saint-Barthélémy actually stopped doing sport when they arrive, and this is the biggest mistake?
Too numerous are the cases and examples where I've met friends, families, distant friends, or at least just people that I knew from Saint Martin that came here, and under one, from lack of knowledge or lack of habits, and two, from the weather coming down into winter when it starts to get cold, they lock themselves up at home. They stop all exterior activities, so they stop doing sports. They stop doing simply because it's not an environment to which they're used to. And the problem is that winter is not 2 weeks. Winter is 6 months long, right? And if you let's say detach yourself so long from interacting with other people, socially interacting, keeping yourself physically fit, like to jumpstart the engine back again is very difficult. And in that time frame, you can get depressive, you can get overweight, you can get unhealthy physically, mentally, and like to break that negative spiral. Actually, precisely what you needed to do was to get out, to not stay in your slumber, to you know. Spend your energy physically speaking, so that you realize that you also have to build determination, physically speaking and mentally. And sports is the primary example in my life as to where like mental strength comes from. For me, life every day is just like training. So, and there's a very nice sentence I always tell to my students in French. À entraînement facile, combat difficile, et à entraînement difficile, combat facile. So if you train hard, then you, let's say the actual task that you have to do, they are much easier because you didn't cheat while you was training. And life is the same thing. If every day you go out and you don't push yourself, you don't come out of that comfort zone, then when you actually have tasks or let's say responsibilities that you have to uphold, you're not trained for it, or you're not properly trained for it, and so it becomes a very, very difficult combat. You know, so. And I know like sports is the primary example mentally. Everything I do in my everyday life, I actually built it, brought it, and learned it from sports. So this year, actually, school-wise, you didn't have the success that you were expecting.
No, I didn't.
And so the question is, like, how did you fight against that unexpected situation or that deception? How do you deal with that?
First of all, I had to talk about it. I had to express myself and not keep it all to myself. I also had to accept the fact that it's normal, it's perfectly normal to fail or to not get what you wanted exactly on that day or on that specific year.
So your grades were bad?
Yeah, my grades were bad. It was really discouraging at a point where I just felt like giving up, you know. So I talked about it, you know, I opened up.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to my mom.
Okay.
I spoke to you too.
Of course, I mean, that's what I'm there for also.
And just like hearing it from others that everything is going to be okay, it made me feel better.
Of course.
It made me feel better and really made me think and say, hey, there's other things out there I can actually do.
Exactly.
There's so many things you can do. You don't always have to stay on one lane. You can always change lanes and do something better. It's awesome to do something like that because then you gain more experience, you know, it changes your whole perspective on stuff. It's always good to talk, you know, it's never good
staying
to
isolated, keep it to yourself.
You know, you have to get out there.
It worsens the problem and you get like into this negative spiral where you like keep going down until you hit rock bottom. So you also had like days where you were physically by yourself, and so other than talking, what else you was doing like to keep yourself your head above water?
It's dancing because I like to dance.
Okay, what kind of style of dance?
Classic and contemporary.
Okay.
Classic, I love to work on my legs, on my leg strength and flexibility, and I can also stand on my toes.
The long legs.
That's really fun. It's really fun. And
Do all of that?
Yes, I can.
Why I never seen none of this
I have
before?
videos. Oh my gosh, show you.
Okay, I didn't see this. I didn't know all of this. This is news to me, but keep on. So dancing, I didn't know that.
Yes, contemporary too because it's free. It has no rules at all, and you can make your own choreography, and it's so fun. And I also love music, so that was one of my
therapy.
Therapy. Also, I love to draw and paint. It's just really fun. It's really fun. All the colors, all the different things you can draw, you know, all the inspiration you can get from it, and just seeing the finished piece, how good it makes you feel, and it's so relaxing.
Really nice.
Hi guys, my name is Rebecca. I come from Saint Martin. I am 19 years old and I moved to France after my troisième in 2015. So it was to continue my studies and also better my French.